Supposing initially we had the budget line, this. After a price change, the budget line changed to this. That is, there was a price decrease. So from BL, the budget line changed to BL dash. Okay. In order to find out the Hicksian substitution effect, I had a budget line like this. Right? So movement from A to B is the substitution effect, B to C is the income effect, correct? This all of you know. Now the difference between the money income of these two budget lines is called the compensating variation. Okay? These two budget lines was called the compensating variation, and the difference between these two budget lines is called the equivalent variation. So what has happened is, I had a particular utility function and a budget line. When the price of X fell, I had a substitution effect of Hicks from A to B, then an income effect from B to C, right? So basically, the compensating variation is the money income that has to be taken away from the consumer such that he is exactly on the old utility. Compensating variation is exactly the money income that has to be taken away from the consumer so that he is on the original utility. Equivalent variation is the amount of money income that has to be given to the consumer so that at the old prices itself he is able to achieve the new utility. Equivalent variation is the additional money that has to be given to the consumer so that at the old prices itself, without any price change, he is able to attain the new utility, right? So compensating variation is basically old utility at the new prices. What am I doing? What is the slope of these two? The slope of these two lines are the new prices after the price of X has fallen. And the slope of these two budget lines is the same as the old prices, that is before the price change. So equivalent variation takes into consideration old prices, new utility. So equivalent variation takes into consideration old prices, new utility, and compensating variation takes into consideration old utility and new prices. So if you know one of them, the opposite is the other one. So compensating variation is old utility at the new prices. Equivalent variation is the new utility at the old prices. Now do an example.